Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's JB here. Today, I thought I would break down one of the best players in all of Fractured Daydream, Udodeb's recent stream. He played the Extreme Sword Golem Catastrophe with a few of his buddies, I guess, Ray Life and Betadu. So, yeah, I wanted to break it down because these guys are known, or commonly known as some of the best players in Fractured Daydream. If you ever run into them, they're seemingly always at the top of the damage leaderboards, no matter who they play as. And I thought, hey, it would be interesting to see what builds they run and how they play, to see just, kind of how they accomplish that, right? So anyways, I was watching the stream the other night, and I found, something quite interesting that was going on, which didn't really make any sense to me. And it actually does explain quite a bit. But let's play the video. So the character select screen, they run this, it's pretty much run by a lot of players now, this attack up at max HP, build. I'll pause, I'll translate the build they have, because it's all in Japanese right now, and I'll put it on screen. But anyways, the usual stuff, kind of. We have nullify specific residual damage, so we can stay up at max HP. All max HP up attack on the ring, or attack up at max HP. We even have some on the weapon itself, as well as water weakness damage. Now that just, could be because of, them just not having enough time to finish their build. We have the legendary, skill Asuna has to make people's HP recover over time, which uses her unique skill, which is, great if you're running the attack above max HP build, which they are. And attack up and max HP down 25%. Pretty standard for the necklace. And then I want you to take a look at the passive skills. So we have Flight Master and, interestingly, Surprise Attack. And keep in mind the critical rate. 5%, okay? Okay, so I've jumped ahead in the video a bit. Now we're at an hour into the video, 18 seconds. All right. I've slowed the video down, so it's running at half the speed. Keep in mind the team comp. We have a Yuna, an Undyne Asuna, and a Cat Knight Alice. We got a lot of buffs going on, however, nothing that boosts critical hit rate, including no mods are equipped right now, as you can see in the bottom left. We don't have any mod equipped. Furthermore, there's one way, given the team comp, for crit rate to be increased in this instance, and that is if Yuna is running the legendary effect on her weapon, which increases critical hit when she uses one of her unique skills, which I can't remember the name of. But in this video, you can clearly see the Yuna is up here, normal attacking the boss, far away from Udodeb, okay? So we're at 23 hits right now. I want you to keep track of, I'll actually put it on screen, I'll keep track of how many critical hits they're landing with a 5% critical hit rate. This is interesting. Okay, we got our first critical hit. Keep in mind the combo counter. We started at 24. Alright, this seems normal. We hit one critical hit. We expect to only get like one or two with a 5% critical hit rate. But then here's where it starts to get weird. 1, 2, okay, 3, boom, 4, boom, 5, hold on, 5. And I think we started off at 6. So we had 6. We went from 24 hit to 44 hit. That's 20 attacks. We had 6 critical hits. We started off with a critical hit, and then towards the end, we started hitting critical hits like crazy. And keep in mind, we have 5% critical hit rate on our build, because we're running all attack up at max HP pretty much. Now, how can that happen? I'm going to break it down to you. So 5%, what that normally means is if you attack something 20 times, you expect to get like one critical hit. Now, that's just a probability, right? So reality is often different. You might get unlucky and hit 0. That can happen, and that's perfectly normal, right? You can get lucky and hit 2 critical hits in that span. Sometimes you get really, really lucky and hit 3 critical hits, right? But that's as far as usually most people will get, around 3 critical hits, right? Because you're going, well, like that's 15% critical hit rate usually, 3 out of 20. So to hit 6, hit double that, like, you gotta be Jesus Christ himself, man, because dude, that is like fucking immaculate. Like literally, like that is a miracle, hitting 6 critical hits across a 20 hit span with only 5%, critical rate. So I guess this guy is Jesus Christ himself if he's this good at the game, or rather if he's this lucky at the game. Or, he's cheating, which I don't want to accuse anybody of cheating. For what it's worth, he could also be abusing a bug in this game, and that's not necessarily, I wouldn't call it cheating, but either way, they're doing something to boost their critical hit rate and, kind of pad their damage stats at the end of games. So, yeah, and it's terrible. Like, I don't know why you'd want to do this, It's a PvE game, it's casual, it's fun. Like, I don't know why it gets so sweaty and why we have to ensure we get top damage like this, but hey man, I don't know. To each their own, I guess. And I also find it strange too that they're literally streaming this right now. Like, you can literally check this on their YouTube page. Ududeb right here. If it were me personally and if I was ever doing something suspicious like this, like, I would not let anybody know. I would keep it a secret for as long as possible. Like, streaming it to the public, I have no idea what this guy is thinking. I mean, perhaps he's thinking that he's such a good player that most people would give him the benefit of the doubt and, kind of not notice this. But I don't know, man. I don't know. This is kind of unfair and kind of stupid. And please, when you play Fractured Daydream, just chill. You don't need to speedrun. You don't need to, pad your damage stats. It makes the game so much more boring for everyone involved. And yeah, that's really all I got to say.